Oh, there you are. Thank you for joining me. Tonight I'm going to do a reading for you entitled, Will I Be Lucky in Love? Will you be lucky in love? It's a popular reading I do periodically because people do change. And tonight we're doing a pick a card reading. No credits, no theme tunes. We're going to get straight on with it. Which pack of cards would you choose if you were me? Let me think. Let's try this one covered in all these lovely crystals. And I'm dead excited to bring you this reading because I know that this one is so popular and people love this question. Will I be lucky in love? Probably means you haven't been so far with some of you, but we'll see. This is a pick a card reading. It's a timeless reading, which means you'll find it when you're meant to. You can find it today, tomorrow, or next year, because you will be picking the cards in the stack. So the reading will never age. You'll find it when your spirit guides want you to find it. So we've shuffled these before. We'll do them again a bit, but we're going to make 4 stacks now. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want you to pick a stack in a few moments. I think one of them might have too many, and we'll see. These are numbered for you from 1 there, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one do you fancy? Now, you may use your psychic intuition, the feelings you get inside. You may have a lucky number. You may ask a friend, as they do on the telly. 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm going to put marks below on the screen so you can go straight to the one you chose. I think they're called chapter marks below. So you'll see that if you pick 3 or 4, you probably don't want to watch all the other stuff. So we'll start with number 1. We'll put 2, 3, and 4 up there. Will you be lucky in love? Let's have a look. And the answer is, I believe you will, and not very far away either. Let me tell you some of the details, number 1. It appears to me that there are feelings going on already that you know about, because I'm seeing reasons to be happy here. I'm seeing bits of paper, which can mean marriages, of course. It can mean Valentine's cards. It can mean birthday cards. Something about writing in paper, writing notes, maybe signing things. There are signs that you will be lucky in love, and because the reading shows good fortune, and the title is, Will I be lucky in love, or will you be lucky in love? And the question here, or the answer to that question here, is that you will get some karma, which means you'll get what you deserve. And I believe that some of you already know about this, because there are celebrations coming through, and this won't apply to all of you, of course. Take what applies, what resonates for you, and ignore the rest, or go to a different number, or watch one of my other love videos, which I've got dozens of on my channel. Love spells, I nearly said then. I do those as well. So let's see. There are some elements of jealousy around you, and I believe that you are aware of that as well. Somebody may be a little bit jealous. That comes through a lot in these readings. It's not unusual, and that seems to be human nature at the moment. Somebody may be a bit jealous of your romance or your situation with the person that we're looking at here. This connection, let's call it a connection. There may be elements of people being not very friendly when you're not around. Mostly this will affect the ladies out there. You get it with men too. It's not all football that they're talking about and golf. But there are elements of jealousy ahead of you. They may not be yet, number 1, but they're coming. I believe that this person may be linked to you changing your career as well. Some of you, if you're getting married, may not work at all. Well, that seems a bit old-fashioned now, but some of you, because of this connection and this good luck in love that's coming, will feel like changing your career. It may be that you want to move closer to each other, or it may be that you're moving in with each other. But you will be lucky in love, which is a great start to this reading, because I don't want to start with bad news all the time. The problem I've got though, number 1, is that you may be feeling torn, and it's possible for some of you, that you may be feeling torn between 2 lovers, or you may be feeling torn between 2 choices. Sometimes it's my way or the highway with these partnerships, with these connections, and you may feel like you're being a bit snowballed into this. Aside from being unlucky in love, it may be the opposite. You're being sort of railroaded into something that you don't want to do. For some of you, not all of you. And some of you are in two minds whether to do it or not. And my advice for most of you is go with your feelings inside, because some of you, well, you'll all have psychic ability, but some of you will be stronger than others. But I believe you'll be made an offer soon, an offer of romance or friendship or a connection. You may be offered work as well, some of you. I believe you'll get what you deserve, and some of you will be signing legal paperwork, which can mean marriages. Of course, in order to get married, some of you may be signing paperwork to get divorced or to separate. You may be filling in wills or that sort of thing. But there are celebrations coming. There are reasons to be celebrating. There are things like hen nights and stag nights predicted. Not maybe exactly that, but they're like that. There's reason for you to have a glass of wine or something, number one. And this will be very soon. So you may be watching this video because you already know about some of this. I believe you're going to get what you deserve for a change. And if you deserve good stuff is coming to you, and I believe most of you do. I believe that you'll see through any red tape, excuse me for that. You'll see through the jealousy and maybe some bitchiness going on. Don't be paranoid, number one, but be careful when you're giving out secrets, especially on the internet and social media. You don't want to be giving all your secrets away on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. Keep your own counsel for the moment. Keep your own counsel and keep your secrets to yourself for the moment. Even with people who appear to be quite friendly, they may not all be that way. I believe you're being sought after, and I do believe, number one, that you've got other admirers. So although there's a connection with one specific person, I did say earlier maybe two people, there could be others who are interested in you as well. So it looks like, number one, that you're very popular. And there's good reason for that, because you've got some qualities. Some of you are a bit psychic, as I mentioned. And as I always say, if you have psychic ability, you will have healing abilities. So you could learn Reiki or something like that, or go into the healing arts as a hobby, if not full time. I see some jealousy, but I don't see any problem that can't be overcome, number one. I think you're very good at skirting around problems, and if they get too bad, you'll bulldoze your way through them. You're very good at that, and the reason why you're very good at that is because it's happened before, and you're ready for it. So you're experienced in these matters, and you're not as naive as some of the youngsters and some of the people that I talk to on the phone when I'm doing my readings. And if you want a telephone reading with me, it's davidcharlespsychic.com. That's my website. And if I'm not free to book me on davidcharlespsychic.com, you can book one of my team that work for me, and they're brilliant, and they have to be brilliant to get in my team. They have to be the best. But I think, number one, you're feeling a bit torn at the moment. Some of you are trying to please all the people all the time. Some of you are trying to juggle many things together. Some of you may have children. You're doing the school run. Maybe you're trying to work. You're doing school dinners and packed lunches and washing and cooking and all the other stuff as well. So you may be spreading yourself a bit too thinly, number one. And if not now, then in the coming weeks and months. But the question is, will you be lucky in love? And the answer is, for most of you, the answer is yes. I believe you will be lucky in love. And I think as well, number one, that there's good luck coming your way in other areas as well. Although this is a love reading, there is good fortune predicted for you all around. You may be going to parties, you may be going to other people's weddings, you may be going to celebrations. It could be Christmas is coming, it depends when you find the reading, of course. It could be your birthday soon, it could be Valentine's Day. But there are signs here that you will have reason to celebrate. And I believe most of that will be because of your love life and that you're getting stuff that you deserve. Watch out for paperwork, officialdom, which comes through lots of readings. Watch out for perhaps legal problems as well. if maybe your partner, your connection is still married or taken. If that's the case, then that will have to be dealt with, of course. Don't try and please all the people all of the time, number one. Do not try to be in two places at once. Some of you have an imbalanced yin and yang, and I'm sure you know what yin and yang is. The energies that flow through us, theoretically, often mentioned in Chinese philosophy and acupuncture and that sort of thing. Although acupuncture wasn't from China, it was from the ancient Egyptians. So you learned something new there, maybe. Yes, there are acupuncture pictures in some of the pyramids, but if your yin and yang is out of balance, you may feel like you're being pulled all over the place and you're really trying to be in 10 places at once or more than one place at a time, and you can't do that. So you can't please all of the people all of the time. You will be made an offer soon. It could be an offer of romance. It could be friendship offers. This could be work offers. But offers, celebrations, parties, all that kind of thing are predicted. So I hope that you found that interesting, number one. I find it to be fascinating. I'm excited about this one because it looks really good for a change. Well, not for a change, but some readings can be a bit negative and frightening occasionally, or scare you to death. But this one's not like that. I think you're going to get what you deserve. And number one, you deserve happiness. I don't think you've always had it. And I think you've got some coming. And when it comes, number one, enjoy every moment of it. Do not let a moment slip by. If this connection comes together, as I believe it will, please don't lose each other. Especially don't lose each other because of jealousy. Don't lose each other because of interference from family or anything like that, because that's what could be coming through. Because somebody is a little bit envious of your position and the way that your romance is, connection, the way your connection is blossoming, because it will blossom if you want it to. If there are two people for you and you have to make a choice, go with your intuition or book a reading with me on my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, or look at some of my other tarot readings on YouTube. I've got plenty of loved ones on there, and they're timeless. So it doesn't matter when you find them, as I mentioned. So I hope you found that interesting, number one. And please subscribe and click like and click the bell icon. If you click the bell icon, you'll never miss any of my videos, which are quite frequent. And make some comments below. If you have any questions for me, put them down below and I'll answer all of them. I always answer my questions. And give it that thumbs up business for me, the like thing. And thank you very much, number one. And now we're going to move on to number two. If you chose number two, this is for you. Excuse me. Right, let's have a look. Losing my voice today. Will you be lucky in love? Number two. Let's call you number two for the moment. Hope that's not too formal for you. Will you be lucky in love? Number two. Again, I really believe this is positive. It's very exciting tonight because I'm picking up all kinds of positive things. As you may see, this card here, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, sorry, that would be the Ace of Hearts in a normal pack of playing cards. So next time you're in a casino, remember that. This can mean a new lover. It can also mean that the love you have is becoming more intense, more passionate, and filled with more desire. So that is a very positive card. Let's see what we've got coming through apart from that. The spirit world are telling me that you're overcoming some competitor of some kind. Maybe you're a professional sports person, or maybe you're in a competitive workplace. But I'm told, and it's linked to love, because that's what this reading's about, because of love, in some indirect or direct way, you will overcome competitors. So it could be that the connection you're thinking of, the person you're thinking of, and you have a connection that's good, but there may be outsiders who are trying to sort of muscle in on it. So does your connection have other admirers, I wonder? Does he have, or she have, ex-boyfriends and girlfriends that maybe muscling. The spirit tell me they're not from the past. No, so that's not. I think there's somebody around that may be trying to win over this person. Not in a nasty way. It's not nasty. It's human nature again. If you see someone you fancy, you're going to go and hopefully make an impression. They may not know about you, but you may have a competitor, number 2, and I believe that you will overcome that and you'll beat any competitors. And that will apply in the workplace as well. I know it's not a work reading, but I'll tell you the extras that come in, because the workplace may in some way be linked to your connection with the person you're thinking of. This could be a friend or a lover, of course. It could be your husband or your wife. But will you be lucky in love? Yes. There are new beginnings predicted. Things are changing for you, number 2. Things are changing for the better. And I pick up, number 2, psychic activity. Everyone's psychic, as I mentioned in the number 1 reading. But for you, number 2, psychic activity is very big at the moment, especially those of you who are linked to water or the coast or lakes or rivers, or you may be water signs. That will be even more pronounced if that's the case. But all of you, number 2, or nearly all of you, are linked to psychic activity at the moment, which means you're very psychic and you have care and compassion in your personality. And the spirits tell me that you have healing abilities too. And the spirits tell me that you have beauty, number 2. So some of you are beautiful to look at. Some of you are beautiful to speak with. Some of you have beauty inside. But beauty comes through this reading, and it's good. It comes through lots of readings, but not all the time. So I see you as very skillful in love. Some people often tell me that they're hopeless in love affairs. They're just like learners. They should wear L plates. But I think, number 2, most of you are highly skilled when it comes to matters of the heart. Once again, that could be from experience. You may have been through some bad, hurtful times romantically in the past. People say to me, everyone has, but that's not true. Not everybody has at all. A lot of people have, but a lot of people are happy. People seem to think that can't exist, but it does. Some people are together for years. They're with their soulmates, and that's it. But I believe, number 2, that you're experienced, you're good at dealing with romance, you're good at dealing with connections, you're good at dealing with things becoming very passionate. You have beauty, number 2, inside and out. You have beautiful eyes, a lot of you as well. I pick up beauty in your eyes for quite a few of you, number 2. As I keep saying, this won't resonate with everyone. Take what resonates with you and ignore the rest. Or look at one of my other psychic readings on the channel. There's dozens of them. And they're mostly about love. But I think, number 2, you are skillful with your romantic dealings. You're skillful with friendships. You're skillful with your career or the skills that you have that you use to earn your living. I believe you have a new lover coming, or the love you have now, the friendship, the connection you have now is going to become more intense. It will be like new again. You may have been together for 30 years, but it's going to be like new. It's going to be reborn, and let that happen. I don't think many of you have been together for 30 years, but you could have been together for a long time. Also, with this new beginning, with this new connection, number 2, there is a link to finance and probably a lump sum of money coming your way. Do you know about that already, I wonder? The new romance may be with somebody who's quite wealthy, unless it's you, number 2, but there's money coming. A lump sum of money is coming, and it could be a substantial amount. Of course, once again, I repeat, it won't apply to all of you. But you can enlighten on this by going to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, if you want a full-length reading with me. And if I'm not free, one of my team will help you, and they're brilliant, and they have to be good to get in my team. So, I believe, number 2, you have beauty inside, you have beauty throughout. If you're linked to water, especially if you're linked to water, you're going through a psychic time. If you're a water sign, but nearly all of you, number 2, are heading for a very powerful psychic period in your life. So take notice of your inner thoughts. Take notice of things that appear like deja vu, because it's probably not. Probably not. Take notice of things that may appear to be a bit coincidental, when there may be premonitions. And most of all, take notice of your dreams, especially if you have dreams that are repeated. Repetitive dreams will reveal secrets about your future. The reason the spirit guides repeat them is because you're not getting it, and so they keep on repeating the dream until you get it. Then it'll stop. I always say you'll get 7 or 8 out of 10 dreams that are psychological, and you'll get 2 or 3 out of 10 that are psychic. Psychic dreams are fascinating, but psychological dreams have meanings as well. So you need to work those out. That's another story. So use your skills with people. You're good at handling people. You're good at listening to people, number 2. Some of you may be into counselling or that kind of thing. There is healing in the reading, links to healing. You're good at dealing with people. You're good at handling people. You possibly, a lot of you work with people. And I think you enjoy it because you have skills. You have care. You're a caring person. Sometimes you may not appear to be, but you are. When you ask somebody how they are, you listen to the answer. Most people don't. They say, how are you? And they're not interested. And you tell them how you are, and you're boring then. But you, number 2, I believe, are genuine. When you say, have a nice day to somebody, I think you mean it. And I really believe that. Number 2, you've got some special talents, some special gifts. You have new beginnings coming. Remember, things are about to change. And your love life is going to be, unless you stop it, of course, you don't have to have this, but your love life is going to become more intense, quite significantly more intense. Fantastic reading, number 2. I hope you found it interesting. Please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss any videos. Give it that thumbs up business for me. Share me with your friends. And please ask down below if you've got anything you want to ask me, or make some comments. Comments on my readings always get answered by myself. And now we're going to move on to number 3. If you chose number 3, thank you for waiting around or moving it along. As I said, I will put the marks below so you can find your stack of cards. If you chose number 3, this is for you. Will you be lucky in love? One of my most popular readings I do quite frequently. Well, it's exciting tonight, isn't it? Because these all look pretty good. At the moment, number 3, I think you're on the defence. I think you're fed up with people letting you down. Friends, family members, neighbours, people at work, letting you down. But most importantly, I think you're fed up with being let down in love. And now you've become very defensive, which again is not unusual. And this is a pick a card reading. And it is a timeless reading, so it doesn't matter when you find this reading, number 3, you can find it in 10 years' time. Hope I'm still around. But when you find it, it's because you're meant to find it. The spirit guides will get you to find this reading whenever it's appropriate, because you chose the cards. And I think, number 3, you're actually being defensive, maybe not knowingly. So people may look at you and think, now that's an attractive lady or man. And they'd like to get to know you, but you may appear a bit aloof or a bit, as I said, not knowingly, but unapproachable. I always say it's like in the old days when you went to a dance, you want to ask a girl to dance, but you daren't walk across the dance floor and ask her in case she says no, because you'd look daft. And it may be you're giving off signals, number 3, that say keep your distance. As I repeat, you may not know you're doing it, or you may know you're doing it. I also feel, number 3, the spirits tell me that you're tending to put things off. Something needs dealing with in your life. You know what it is? I'm sure you do. I keep repeating this won't apply to all of you, number 3, but something, for most of you, is outstanding that needs your attention. It could be a matter of finance or bills. It could be a niggling health thing, like a bad back or something. It could be anything, but something in the coming weeks requires your attention, and it wouldn't be good to put it off forever. You'll know what I mean. I won't elaborate on that, but if something needs doing, number 3, try and do it. Don't let it sit there getting worse. I believe that you're a solid, reliable, dependable person, and I believe, number 3, that when you say you'll do something, you will do it. And that comes over to me as the possible connection that you're having with a person soon, if not already. Although you may be putting barriers up, there's possibly a connection with you already, and you're both rather predictable, is probably the right word. Maybe your connection, he or she is a bit staid in his ways or her ways, and you know what's coming next. That's not to say that they're boring. Some people like that can be boring. These people are not. The person I'm picking up here is reasonably okay, success-wise, possibly doing a lot of travelling as well. And that could be you, number 3, it could be your connection, the person we're looking at, or it could be both of you. I believe that you, number 3, tend to dream a lot, daydream a lot, probably dream of winning the lottery a lot, things like that. That's not a bad thing, I'm not criticising that. You need to have dreams, we all need to have dreams. If you haven't got dreams, you're going to get really fed up and possibly depressed. So you need something to look forward to. Freudian psychology. Freud said you always need something to look forward to, and you do. So if you haven't got anything to look forward to, number 3, then make a plan. Book a holiday or something. Book up taking up a new hobby. You need something to look forward to. There's no sign here of depression, but if you don't have things to look forward to, you can get a bit down in the dumps. I believe you're ignoring things, you've got barriers up. Another Freudian expression, you have a wall around you. I believe some of you may be travelling, or your connection, the person we're looking at, or you're thinking about, may be travelling. They may be a traveller all the time. There is advice coming to you from someone who really cares. It could be your mum, your sister. I think it's female. I think this person is very attached to you and very genuine and caring. They care about you, number 3. So you're not alone completely. Yet again, third time tonight, this reading indicates a lot of psychic activity. I believe, number 3, that you're spiritual. A lot of your psychics, probably why you watch these videos, a lot of you are psychic yourselves, and you're going in a few weeks' time, not yet, but in a few weeks' time you're going to reach a high point psychically, and that will come like a crescendo all over you, and you'll know that at this moment in time, in a few weeks, that everything you think and see has a meaning. They're not all coincidences. You'll be picking up psychic things from all over the place. And again, I've said in number 2's reading, it will be lots of it in your dreams. So take notice of your dreams. If you have a negative, number 3, I am picking up someone nasty around you. It could be a man. If you're a chap, it could be a woman if you're a girl. And I think if you're a lady, there's a nasty lady around you somewhere, maybe more than one of them. This person could be a relative, it could be your mother-in-law, it could be somebody at work. There's skullduggery going on, there's naughtiness going on, maybe not yet, but it's predicted from the spirit. So, there's not much you can do about that. As I always say, if you don't trust people, don't tell them your secrets, and if you don't give them bullets to shoot, they can't shoot you, can they? Don't give them any ammunition. However, at the moment, number 3, it may be an idea for you to drop your guard a little bit, to allow people to get closer. Not just lovers and connections, but people in general. You don't be daft and flippant, but let people maybe get a little bit closer. Don't be quite so guarded. You'll know when to, because as I said, there's a nasty woman or a man around. Just keep plodding on the way you do. Keep doing the things you say you will, because you always do what you say you will. Talk to the lady or man who cares about you. They're very important. They are very genuine. And then don't mix them up with the nasty person that I'm seeing ahead of you. Take notice of your dreams, especially in a 3 or 4 weeks' time. You will reach a crescendo, a psychic climax. And everything will seem to fall together, and it will be wonderful. It really can be quite wonderful. As I keep repeating, it won't apply to all of you, number 3, but a lot of you have got some really interesting stuff coming up. Just let people a little bit closer. Don't drop your guard completely. Do not do that. Take care when you're travelling. I'm picking up little niggly problems here. Make sure you check out the car, make sure that the tyres are okay and you haven't got a flat battery or something. Keep an eye on things when you're travelling or planning to travel. Once again, I'm not picking up disasters, but I'm picking up niggly problems with travel. Maybe traffic jams and things like that. Maybe the car overheats. Make sure you've got membership of some recovery service, if you have them where you live, because you could be anywhere in the world. Watch out for naughtiness, skullduggery ahead of you, not yet, but ahead of you. And I think if you follow your dreams, and I mentioned dreams to you before, number 3, follow your dreams. Don't dismiss them. It's good to have dreams. We all need dreams. You could write a book. You could become a novelist, number 3. You're full of ideas. You're full of stories. There's a book inside you waiting to be written. There really is. They say everybody has a book inside them, but number 3, you have a story to tell. I know you do, and you'll be thinking, maybe you'll put it in the comments below. And if you have any questions for me, put them in the comments below, because I answer all of them. But please take notice of what I said. Don't be too guarded, but at the same time, don't be over trustworthy, particularly with women at the moment, if you're a girl, if you're a lady, because there's some skullduggery going on. As for the question this is about, will you be lucky in love? I don't think it's going to be overpowering, but there's certainly nothing bad coming through at the moment. Nothing that I haven't mentioned already. I don't think you're going to be unlucky in love, and I don't see you being hurt again at the moment. Just be a little bit cautious. And if you want to find out about your love life, with a full reading from me, go to davidcharlespsychic.com and I'll look after you on there, or one of my team that work for me will. So thank you for looking at that, number 3. Please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon and you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. Give it the thumbs up for me if you would, because it does help my channel, helps me to make videos like this, and share me with your friends on Facebook and that. And as I said, any questions for me, type them in the comments below. Any comments, if you felt something resonate for you, please put it in the comments. It's nice for you to let me know, and I will answer all of your comments. If you chose number 4, we'll start number 4 right now. Okay, number 4. Will you be lucky in love? These are the cards you chose. These are the cards the spirit guides will bring their messages from. And number 4, you have some negativity to remove. I feel that you've got to get rid of something. You may be smoking or drinking or taking drugs. Of course, not all of you, but some of you have got something to move. Something needs clearing out before you make much progress with your love life. There's something in the way. There's an obstruction, and it's probably something negative, number 4, that you are doing. If not, then it's something negative that your connection is doing, this person that you're thinking of. This negative has to be shifted. It's like you've parked the car and somebody blocked you in, and you can't move the car until you shift this negative. That's one way of putting it. There's something in the way, number 4, that you need to deal with. And I know that most of you will be aware of what that is. This won't apply to all of you. Like all of these readings, it's a pick a card reading. It's a timeless reading, which means it doesn't matter when you find it. You can find it today or next year. This reading was chosen by you because your spirit guides wanted you to find it right now. And you have something that needs moving, number 4, and I'm not sure exactly what it is, but you will know. Anything negative you have to get rid of. Negative habits, negative attitudes, negative thoughts in there, and remove yourself from negative people if you can. Some of you work with them, I know, work with negative people, and you can't really avoid them, but negative people will always bring you down. You want to be with people that are positive, because you can be affected by their mood swings, number 4. Everybody can to a certain extent, but number 4, you will be affected at the moment by people that are down and depressed and negative. And if they've got negative words for you about your connection, your love life, or your friendships, then you really need to take no notice. Do not be affected by it. Another thing to be careful of, number 4, is temptation, signified by the major arcana card, the devil. This means temptation will come your way. It does depend on the surrounding cards, but this is not a Celtic cross. This is just a pick a card reading. So temptation is coming, number 4, and you will be tempted to do something naughty or something that you wouldn't normally do. This can often mean sex and men and women and things that you wouldn't normally consider, but it can also mean doing bad habits or saying things you regret later. Watch out for temptation. It's sent here to test you out. It's sent to all of us to see how we react. For some reason we get tested occasionally. Temptation is predicted, and you may already be experiencing it, number 4. You may have met somebody that you don't really think you should be meeting. You may be tempted to two-time your lover. And of course this can work both ways. Temptation may be coming to your partner or your person that we're thinking of here. Your connection may also be tempted. I see, once you remove the negatives, as I mentioned repeatedly, once you've removed the obstruction, and there is an obstruction, could be another woman or another man. Once you've overcome the temptation and resisted it, then happiness will come, and it really will. And I believe then you will be lucky in love. You'll be lucky in love, especially those of you who have children, and there will be some of you that do. There's luckiness, there's happiness, there's lucky things in love, there's possible movement. You may move in together, you may move house together, you may move location, you may move your job. Whatever it is, it's brilliant. Some of you, number 4, are making this much harder than it should be. As I keep saying, there's something in the way. You know what it is, so shift it, move it. Don't say tomorrow or next week, do it now. Get rid of it. And then you'll find happiness comes. There may be some niggly arguments. I'm picking up some conflict. This may not necessarily be with your connection. It could be with someone at work. It could be with your family or friends, but there are niggly arguments. With all psychic readings, if the spirit world predict arguments, it usually means avoid them because you will not win. You can't win an argument at the moment, and you'll be wrong even when you're right. So don't get involved in arguments, and especially if people near you are arguing, you must keep out of it. Do not get drawn into other people's conflicts, because in the end they blame you for it sometimes. So keep out of arguments that you can't win. Don't pick on each other if you're in this connection. Try not to argue with each other because it's not needed. You know the feelings are there. You know, some of you, that you love this person. And some of you know that this person is in love with you. So don't do things that you'll regret in 10 years' time. Don't argue and in 10 years' time think, why did we ever do that? Because you can't remember why you argued anyway. No, you never can. So, number 4, remove negatives. Get rid of what's in the way. Something's in the way. Remove it. You can remove it. Of course, if you're seeing a man that's got a wife, then that's maybe a bit difficult. But you can remove most objects, I should say, that are in the way. Do not fall for temptation, number 4, whatever you do, because you'll regret it. Don't do things you'll regret, and do not say things you'll regret, because you can't unsay them. You can say sorry, but you can never unsay them. Once you say something, that's it. It's like when you send an email. Once you press that send button, you can't get it back. Once you send a text, and you press that send button, it's gone. It's on the other side of the planet in a split second, and you can't take it back. You can apologize, but you can't take it back. So don't say things you'll regret. Don't be tempted to sink to somebody else's level, number 4. And then happiness will come. Once you've done all that, you will be happy. If you have children, especially if you have children, you will be happy. Movement is coming, joy, parties, celebrations, family gatherings, all that kind of thing is coming. Stop making life harder than it should be, number 4, and please don't overwork. You're pushing water uphill, some of you. You're making life too difficult. There's no need for it. And avoid arguments at all costs. Do not argue for the next few months, well, weeks and months. In fact, don't argue at all if you can help it. You'll never win from it. I hope you found it interesting, number 4. Please subscribe to my channel and click that thumbs up thing and click the bell icon, and you will always be notified when I upload new videos, which is very frequently at the moment. Touch wood, God willing. And share me with your friends. And, of course, make some comments. Any questions for me, put them in the comments section down below. And if you want a proper full-length reading with me on the phone from anywhere in the world, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. And if I'm not free on there, you can have a reading with one of my team that work for me, and they're all good because I chose them, and I only have them in my team if they're good. So I hope you found that interesting, number 4. Hope to see you again soon, and I'll say goodbye for now, and have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Bye bye.